here today to tell you about a story about perseverance. So Memorial Weekend. What do you associate with Memorial Weekend? You associate family, friends, sun, summer, and relaxing. But for me, in 2009, almost 6 years ago, Memorial Weekend was not about any of those things. Instead, it was a business trip for me. At 13 years old, I was a dedicated baseball player, and my travel baseball team was heading to Pennsylvania for an annual tournament. 2009 was an incredibly rough season for me. For me, personally, I was struggling immensely. I couldn't buy a hit. Whenever I actually made contact, it always seemed to find a fielder's mitt. And so I began to doubt my abilities to play baseball. Let me rewind a little bit. For me, as a child, I was a dominant baseball player, to put it frankly. I dominated my leagues, baseball came easy to me, it was second nature to me. And so these struggles in 2009 came out of nowhere, and I didn't know how to deal with them. I questioned my ability to play. I began to ask myself, hey, maybe you do, you're not good, maybe you suck. And so I wasn't sure. And before this season, I always had this big jolt of energy, and the feeling of waking up on game day no feeling was like it, honestly. And this feeling kind of went away, and I didn't know what to do. And so this Memorial Weekend, Friday and Saturday, we had games, and it was just like the entire season. I couldn't buy a hit. I was struggling. I wasn't happy. I wasn't enjoying the game anymore. And luckily enough, though, my team played well, and we made it to Sunday semifinals for a chance to play in the championship game on Monday. For us, though, Little League, 13, we only play 6 innings a game instead of 9 innings. And so it was the bottom of the 6th inning, 4-4, tie game. We had last licks, my team was up, and I was due up fourth. I was on the bench. I was praying that I wouldn't come up, but the spotlight finds you when you're struggling. So I was up, 2 outs, man on first, and to the amazement of my eyes, I somehow got a fastball down the middle, and I ripped it to right field. It was a double off the wall, and the game-winning run scored. And so he scored, and I couldn't believe it. A huge weight was lifted off of me, and I was mobbed at first base. But really, this is not a story about a baseball game for me. It's a story about perseverance. I take this lesson now. Whenever I'm in a tough time, I know that it's not how I deal with it, but it's how I get through it. And basically, I'm going to leave you with this message that whenever you're in a tough time, know there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.